Hey guys, back again with another lure overview. Today we have the River2Sea Ruckus Lipless Crankbait. If you watched my last Tackle Warehouse unboxing, you saw I got these guys in there and I was pretty excited to get them. The old River2Sea Lipless were the Tungsten vibes. They did discontinue those and I was kind of upset when they did it. But they did bring out this new line, and once again it is a tungsten weighted system, so I'm kind of hoping that they run the same way. I really like the action on the old ones, and I'm really hoping that these Ruckus continue on that action. So as we kind of look over the package here, we have new packaging for them. It's a big box, kind of like your standard River2Sea packaging. On the bottom you'll see the Ruckus there. It tells you the weight. This particular one is a 3/4 ounce. I like to throw the heavier lipless crankbait so that they can get down a little bit deeper. On the back here, the particular color is I Know It. This is kind of River2Sea's sexy shad color. Of course you have your tungsten balls inside. The big selling point on these things are the generally, and I mentioned this in the last video, whenever I run a lipless crankbait, I'll reel it along, give it a jerk and stop it and let it fall, whether it's in grass or whatever. And on that fall, on these particular baits, they have a real neat kind of wobbling action that falls on it, and that garners a lot of extra strikes in comparison to other lipless crankbaits. Now, that's not to say that other lipless crankbaits don't have that action, but the action on this one is just so much better than others. Well, on the tungsten vibes, that is. I don't know about this one, so I haven't used it, but I would assume that they're continuing that on, because on the back that is the selling point, so I would assume that they're kind of keeping that going with it. So we'll go ahead and get in here. Again, same kind of packaging as most of your River2Sea lures. You have your plastic outer shell, and then you have your kind of paper box on the inside. So once you open that up, you have your plastic there and your lure inside. The detail on it, as far as that goes, pretty standard detail. Way better, of course, in your Strike King, which again is what I like to kind of hold a standard to for most things, because they're kind of the most cheap and affordable lures. On the eyes there, I don't know if you can make that out. It's kind of blurry, but it does have your River2Sea logo in the eyes. See if we can get that to show up. It doesn't look like I can get it, but anyways, the River2Sea logos are in the eyes. Of course, you can see your fins here. You have your gill plates. You can see all the markings for the scales on the side there. Once again, this is kind of your sexy shad color. Has your blue on the top with kind of your netting pattern on the side. Goes to the white, and then your chartreuse line on the bottom. Generally your sexy shad will have a little orange pattern right there. This one does not, but you can see kind of how thin this lure is and how long it is. The quality's nice, of course, with River2Sea. You know, you're gonna get a real nice quality out of it. As far as the rattling goes, I'm gonna kind of put up here to the microphone and let you hear. You can hear the beads in there. There are quite a few. Has a nice sound, but again, the big deal about this is, like I mentioned earlier, as you're kind of pulling that bait along and it's giving that action, as soon as you let it stop, it gives that little like fluttering action down, and that pulls a lot more strikes than your standard lipless crankbaits. So I went ahead and brought a Strike King red eye shad here to kind of compare it to, because again, that's kind of your standard. So as far as size goes, you can see here, the River2Sea is just a little bit longer than your red eye shad. Not a ton, maybe, I mean, not even a half an inch, barely. I mean, you're probably looking at probably a little less than a 1/4 of an inch. It's a little bit thinner as far as that goes. We'll put these here, and you can kind of see on the red eye shad is protruding just a little bit under the Ruckus here. As far as the top goes, same kind of pattern. This isn't the exact same color to match up, but again, you can kind of see that the Ruckus is longer on the backside there. But yeah, just a more detailed bait here. Is it going to catch more fish than this one? I mean, you're going to catch your fish on your Strike King baits, period. But like I said, the action that stops on this is just so much better than any other lipless crankbait. Do these give a flutter when they fall? Yes, but I mean, it is so subtle that the fish, I don't think the fish are going to notice it the way they are this. This is like a dying shad when it goes down there. It's still trying to move a little bit like it's dying, but I mean clearly dying. So I think this is definitely going to garner way more strikes than your standard Strike King here. But as far as the hooks go, they're about the same size. River2Sea does use a little bit nicer hooks than your standard Strike King. I mean, if you're going to fish Strike King lures, I'd always recommend changing out the hooks if you can afford to do it. If not, I mean, they're fine, but I've missed a lot of fish on your standard Strike King hooks. But again, I mean, I can't say enough about the River2Sea, and I really hope that these can kind of continue on with the Tungsten vibe legacy. But once again, this is the River2Sea Ruckus Lipless Crankbaits. These just came out. I got this on Tackle Warehouse. I think it was, I want to say $7.99, around in there. I don't particularly remember, but I don't think they're more than $8. So they're definitely worth picking up. Your Strike King, you're going to pay $5 to $6.50 for them. I mean, you're going to pay a little over $5. So you're looking at $5.50 to $6, almost $7 for your Strike King. So to pay a little bit more to get that extra pattern and that extra action out of it, it's definitely 100% worth it. I mean, not to say that I don't usually Strike Kings, because I do, but if I could afford to use these all the time, I certainly would. So anyways, guys, that was a quick overview of the River2Sea Ruckus. I appreciate you guys watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, go check out the Hooked Up Network. There are tons of guys on there doing awesome fishing videos, and it's definitely something worth checking out. So thanks again, guys.